Bishop Lifting, we sell a lot of big wire rope, big rigging hardware, and help with a lot of heavy lifts, but we also have a lot of customers with small and simple rigging needs. And that's where manual cutting and swedging tools come into play. So you can cut wire rope to length and attach fittings as you need to, all on your own. Let us show you a few of the popular tools we offer and how they are used. You might know the name Felco. They're a very high quality Swiss brand. A lot of our customers use them not just for wire rope, but for other cutters as well. They also have a competitor known as HIT, and they make a line of Japanese cutters that are very much like the Felco product. Both of them are extremely popular. With either brand, these tools are designed specifically for cutting wire rope and leaving a nice, smooth, and rounded cut so you can feed your wire rope through fittings after it's been cut. So popular models include the WRC75, the WC24, the WRC13, and the WRC20. On the table in front of me, we have the WRC75, the WRC13, and this is the Felco C12. So I've rigged up in front of me this small piece of wire rope is 3/16 into this small size cutter, just to show you guys that it does leave a nice clean cut. Now keep in mind when you do this in the field, it's more practical to have one side of the cutter braced either on a bench that's below you or on the ground. Typically in the shops, we'll see our guys use their body weight to control and apply leverage to the cutter. Cutting it in front of you in open air is a little bit tougher, but for the sake of video, that's how we're gonna do it. So you can see that that left a nice clean tapered finish on the wire rope, and it slides easily into this fitting. So in the field, this actually saves you a lot of time. If you're using a different way to cut your wire rope and the ends are fraying out, attaching fittings gets to be really difficult. So having the right tool for the job is a big convenience. So in general, the larger and longer the cutter, the larger wire rope it can handle. So it gets easier with more leverage. Longer handles equal more leverage. So the WRC75, this really small handheld size, we recommend for 3/16 or below. It's usually a one-handed job. And then the WRC13, this size over here, possibly 5/16, quarter inch is gonna be a little more realistic. This size, the WRC20 or the Felco C12, you can get up to 3/8 or 1/2 inch depending upon the user. And there are larger sizes in different cutters as well. So these capacities are based really on our own experience. We do use these cutters in the shops, and these numbers may or may not align perfectly with what Felco or HIT publish, but we're basing them on feasibility, repeatability, and the lifespan of the tool and the blade. Now, other types of cutters do exist as well, such as hydraulic and impact cutters. The cost does go up. They do perform at a higher level and cut larger diameters though, so those are available if you need them. Now, another point to remember, and this is actually pretty important, all of these cutters, in fact, even our hydraulic cutters or our plunger or hammer type cutters that you find on our site, are made for cutting regular 6-strand or 7x19 galvanized wire rope. So not for EHS, not for 1x7 strand cable, not for swedged, hardened, compacted cable. The cutters may or may not perform and do the job, but eventually they will fail and they will wear out prematurely. So let's shift gears to talk about swedgers. Now, hand swedgers like this are similar to cutters in that the bigger and longer they are, the larger the wire rope they can handle, and the easier they are to use. So for manual hand-operated swedgers, the largest wire rope one that we offer is gonna be for 3/8, and that's a 36-inch long swedger. For larger wire rope diameters, you will need to look at hydraulic swedgers, which we do offer, yet they are much more expensive. So a single cavity swedger means that it does one size only. As I referenced, the 36-inch ST36 model does 3/8 only. A multi-cavity swedger are like these two examples right here, and the size ranges can be up to 3/16, such as in this model, or there's smaller models that do smaller diameters only, but you have multiple cavities to choose from so that you can do multiple diameters of wire rope. Now these swedgers do have small cutting devices on the sides, so you can use this area, and I'll open this up so that you can see it. This little hole, this little piece of daylight that you can see between there, as you expand this fully out, that's actually for cutting wire rope. However, what we have noticed is that over time, these little ears, as we call them, tend to break off. So for small amounts of use, they're okay, they're passable. But if you're gonna do a lot of wire rope cutting, we recommend a dedicated cutter and a dedicated swedger. Now on the table in front of me, you'll see aluminum dead end ferrules or button stops, whatever you wanna call them, aluminum swedge sleeves, and then a copper swedge sleeve. So these swedgers are made for doing aluminum and copper fittings only, no steel fittings, and that includes stake eyes. So So I've rigged up in this Swedger here a 3/16 sleeve and fitting. Again, I'm gonna do this in the open air in front of me. Typically we would do this on the ground. There's also a bench version of this Swedger. So there's really just like a solid flat bench platform and then one handle on top. Again, with the bench being fastened and the handle on top, you can apply a lot more leverage. It's way easier, but for the sake of video, we're gonna try to do this on camera. Not too bad. We'll show you guys what that looks like. So you can see how thoroughly that sleeve is compressed. Now on this diameter, you're supposed to do it 3 times, and that's something worth pointing out. HIT ships with a document that shows you how many crimps or swedges per sleeve per diameter, and it does matter in terms of diameter, how many times you need to do it. And then also comes with a go, no-go gauge. So a gauge like this, you would slip over your swedge to see if it fits. And if it does, then you know that you have done it correctly. And if not, then you know that you need to swedge it again. So 3/16 is right here. So you can see that fits over the sleeve. If it didn't, then I would know that it needs to be swedged again. So we've got a nice solid swedge on this sleeve. Do it 2 more times. And then you have to have a little bit of wire rope hanging out of the end. All of that's captured on the document that comes in the box with your HIT Swedger. So seeing these tools and realizing that there's a cost associated with them, you might be thinking, how can I do this cheaper? A lot of customers will just take a hammer and they'll put this aluminum sleeve or copper sleeve on a flat surface and just hammer it flat. It is passable depending upon what you're doing. Don't load that sleeve and expect it to hold. It's not swedged properly. And oftentimes the wire rope gets over compacted to the point where it starts to get pinched or cut inside the sleeve. So you can do it, but just again, don't use it for any critical applications or expect it to hold sufficient weight. Well, if you didn't know that specific tools do exist for cutting and swedging wire rope, now you do. We realize this video might not have answered all of your questions, so please reach out to us if we can help further. You can reach us via live chat at lifting.com or visit the Contact Us page and fill out the form or locate a branch nearest you. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, and share the video. Help us grow the channel so we can keep putting out informative content like this in the future.